session can be uploaded. Okay, so welcome to the research methodology lecture. This is my third session on virtual Zoom app, and let me give you a flashback that in the previous sessions we started with introduction to RM, then we covered all this topic in the previous lectures. This is the third lecture. So in the previous two lectures, we talked about meaning of research, features, importance, objectives, types of research, research process. So all these questions are very, very important from examination point of view. Research process, if you see question number 6, research process. Research process is something which is very, very important. Whenever you will be doing a research, you have to follow a proper research process. If you don't follow a research process, if you don't follow research steps, then your research may not be systematic and your research may not be scientific. Research is something, when I say research, it means creating a new knowledge. It is contribution, it is contributing to the existing body of knowledge. That's why research has to be done systematically, following all the steps, following all the guidelines. You can't come to the conclusion first without understanding the analysis, or you can't come to the analysis without understanding the literature review. Every research starts with defining of a problem. Whenever you are doing a research, you should understand one thing, that you should have a research problem, or you should have some topic to be studied. A research topic cannot be like this, that I want to do research in marketing, I want to do research in HRM, marketing, supply chain, banking, financial services, economics. These are broad topics. You cannot have a research for a macro level topic. You have to be very specific. In economics, which is the area. Yes, let's say you want to do research in financial services. Let's say somebody is interested in marketing of financial services. So be specific, which financial services are you talking about? Are you talking about fee-based financial services or fund-based financial services? You have to be very sure. You can't have a vague topic. You can't have an unclear topic. So that's why the role of guide becomes very, very important. In your 6th semester, your professors will be your guide, and they will be holding your hands, and they will be teaching you as to how to do a research. That's why it is necessary that when you are being taught research in your 5th semester, be very clear that which is the area of your interest. Okay, if you remember in my previous lecture, I did talk about that. I am an OB researcher, but OB is an ocean. I can't cover every topic in OB. OB includes leadership, motivation, it includes organization culture, it includes group, it includes teams, it includes stress management, it includes time management. OB is an ocean. I can't be doing research in all the topics. So in OB, there is something which is known as leadership. I am very much interested in leadership. Again, leadership is a very broad topic. I have to be very specific in leadership, which is that area, which is that niche, which is that small portion in leadership which I am interested in. So let me elaborate. I am an OB researcher. In that OB, I am interested in leadership. In leadership, I am interested in a topic which is known as leader-member exchange. Okay, I am not going to elaborate much in detail because this is something beyond the purview of this lecture. So you have to be very specific. Now you are a banking students. Tomorrow you will be joining BFSI sector. If you remember right from your first year, I am talking about that. All of you will be joining banking, financial services, or insurance sector, BFSI sector, BFSI sector. Now, when you will be joining a BFSI sector is very vast. So be specific in banking, in financial services, in insurance, which is that area you are interested in. Now, some of you may be interested in merchant banking. Some of you may be investment in retail banking. Some of you may be interested in customer relationship management in banks. Some of you may be interested in HR in banks. Let's say you want to study job satisfaction of employees working in private bank as well as public bank. You can have a comparative study. So topic could be anything. So whenever you are doing a research, please understand that you need to have a topic, and that topic which should be very specific. That's why you have to discuss with your internal guides. Now I tell you, there are so many students in my college, in our college, that I have not taught them, I have not spoken to them, but they come to me and get their topic defined. In fact, if you remember the previous session, I did played a video on the Zoom app, and in that video I gave you a lot of topics as to which are the topics, and how do you choose a topic, and how do you frame a topic so that this topic can be carried forward for research. Okay, so this was just a flashback. I'm not delving much into it because already in past 3 hour session, in the earlier 3 hour session, I have spoken about all the topics which I am discussing. Okay. If you have any problem, if you have any query, any doubt, use the chat section. I will be happy to respond. I can see one chat. Let me see who is this person. From Parth Shah to everyone, sir, 3 people want to join. Okay, Parth, I'm admitting these 3 people. I'm unlocking the meeting. Okay, Parth, I'm admitting 3 people. Who are those 3 people? There is a message from Parth, 3 people want to join. Parth, tell them to join. Parth, tell them to join. I will just admit them. Guys, we'll wait for a second or so that others can join. Parth, Ashish wants to join. Parth, only one person has joined. Just type in your Parth, type in your WhatsApp group that sir has unlocked the meeting for a minute. Those who want to join, sir will admit. Because today we are going to do a lot of practical session, guys. And what I would say that if you have a paper, pen, please have it with you, because today we are going to see how to test hypothesis using software. I have R software, I have Excel, and I'm going to use it. Shrikant Parab is joining. Ashish, next time be on time. Shrikant, try to be on time. So today total participants are 45. Okay. Including myself, if I remove myself, 44. So we have touched the last session's limit. One more, then we can breach the last session's attendance. I think Mariam, she joined initially, now she has left. Mariam is not there, no? Okay. 44, one person left. Dhruv joining now. Okay, Dhruv, by mistake he left, now again is joining. Okay, now I'm doing one thing, I'm locking the session, now nobody can join. Okay, take it. Use the comment section only when you have doubt or when I will be asking questions. So this was just the flashback. We covered the meaning of research. You can write the meaning of research in your own way, provided it should be correct. Research means creating knowledge. Research means try to study new things and try to find something. Yes. And this was the full form of research. Actually, this I have borrowed it somewhere. There could be other ways of defining research. So definition of research, features of research, we covered it, significance of research. Then research types, we talked about research types. We talked about research process. These are the 7 steps. Now in certain textbooks, you will find that research process will have 15 steps. Some textbook you will find they have 12 steps. Irrespective of how many steps are there, but these are the broad 7 steps that you need to follow whenever you are doing a research. Report writing is always at the last, and defining a research problem. Just focus on the first step. Defining a research problem is very, very important. Yes, and in defining a research problem, you require the help of your guide. You require help of your professors. Even when you will be doing your MPhil, that is Master of Philosophy, or tomorrow if some of you may decide to do Doctor of Philosophy, Doctorate of Philosophy, then in that case you require a guide, a person, a researcher who knows how to help students to define a research problem. Okay, so research is something which is very, very interesting. Research requires a lot of hard work. It requires a lot of effort on your part. Research is not a cup of tea. Just remember, research is not a cup of tea. If you really want to do a research, you have to enter into ocean, and this ocean sometimes it gets you nowhere. Now I am a PhD student. I am a research scholar at Pondicherry University. I am doing my PhD in management. Now I have registered myself since 1.5 years, but still I am confused related to my topic, because my topic is so vast. In leadership, there is something known as leader member exchange. Now leader member exchange topic is so vast that again it is very difficult for me to narrow it down and come to one particular topic, that topic from which I can collect data and I can find some meaningful conclusions, for which there is not enough literature available. So research is something very important. You see the second point, guys. Now I'm not going to teach you all this process because already it has been taught to you, but there are certain steps in research which is very, very important. Now if you see the second step in research, it is review of literature, guys. Now when I say review of literature, now this is something very, very important. Now, many of my students, including you, will find it difficult to do review of literature, because review of literature is something very, very important. See, today's topic is hypothesis. Today's topic is hypothesis. So to understand hypothesis, you need to understand what is review of literature. Without understanding review of literature, you will not understand what is hypothesis. Okay. So we'll come to review of literature later on, because this was already been covered. But review of literature is something which cannot be explained just in a classroom. Review of literature is something that you have to do hands-on. Okay. Let me just elaborate on this topic, review of literature, a little bit. That whenever you are doing literature review, I can see one comment, somebody has commented, Sir, Mariam wants to join. Mariam is special or what? Okay. Tell Mariam to join. I am allowing her to join. Mariam is the last one to be admitted. Murthy is joining. God knows who is this Murthy. I am admitting this fellow. Okay. Mariam wants to join. Okay. Mariam is admitted. Saili is admitted. Okay. Anybody else who wants to join? So now the attendance is 46. Good. It has crossed the limit. So now let me lock it now. I'm locking it. So I've locked the meeting. Now nobody else can join. Okay. I can see one more chat, 2 chats. Sir, more 3 people want to join. Congrats, sir. Why are you saying congrats, Bhavya? Okay, today let me give them liberty, because something went wrong at my end. Tell people to join, I will admit. Okay, I'll admit. Tell people to join. Bhavya, tell people to join. I'm admitting. I have unlocked the meeting. They can join. I see no request from anyone. Bhavya, I see no request. So I see no request. Pooja Bhanushali, she is joining. Okay. Tell others to join fast. Somebody go on the WhatsApp and tell participants to join. So today total 47 people are joining. Great. I'm happy. You know, guys, it really puts lot of strain on me to arrange this virtual session, because my family has lot of kids and I have to take care of them. I have to see that everybody is quiet, nobody disturbs me, and this is the entire room that I have to make it empty, and everybody is in the drawing room. Some people are in terrace, so I have to vacate my entire house. Then only I can engage sessions for you all. Okay, so today 48 people are joining. Okay, now no more requests from anyone. And what I'm doing is that I am locking my meeting, now admitting no one. Okay, welcome all people who have joined recently. Thank you for joining. So I was talking about research process and I was talking about review of literature. Now guys, pay attention. Review of literature is something very important. Now, all those people who will be pursuing higher studies, I'm expecting that graduation is not sufficient. BCom, banking and insurance, okay, it's a degree, but you can't stop learning only up to BBI. You have to proceed, you have to go for higher studies. Now, all those people who will be doing their masters like MCom, MBA, or whatever it may be, MA in economics, these are the career options before you after your 3rd year. Now, when after your 3rd year, let's say if you are pursuing MBA, in MBA also you have to prepare a project. Now I have many professors in business schools, in MBA colleges, and they tell me that even MBA people, they don't know what is review of literature. Review of literature means that, let's say I'm studying a topic, marketing of financial services. I'm studying a topic, marketing of financial services. Now, before understanding, defining this topic, I have to download at least 20 to 30 research papers already in the field of marketing and financial services. So before proceeding on my topic, I have to download research papers. I have to study all those papers, and I have to try to find out that which is the area in marketing of financial services which has not which has not been given much attention by the earlier researcher. No topic is researched fully. There is always a gap. As you rightly said in the quiz last time, that the purpose of review of literature is done to find a gap. But many a times, even if you read 30 to 40 research papers or research articles, you may not be able to figure what is the gap. Then also you have to pursue a research. So finding a gap in the literature is something very, very difficult. In fact, even a person like me finds very difficult, even after reading 30, 40 papers on leadership, I find it difficult to find what is the gap and what am I trying to study. And I share you my experience today. If time permits, I will show you one research paper, which is more than 20 pages, which I have written during this lockdown time. And I sent this paper to a very reputed journal, Sage, and my paper is rejected. I wrote a paper, I sent it to Sage journal, and my paper is rejected because they have found a lot of queries in my paper, and they say that this paper has some problem, you have to address it. Okay, so research is not something very, very simple. For if you really want to be a good researcher, first learn the art of researching. Let me tell you from my experience, guys, that for almost 4 to 5 years, I have been traveling to the length and breadth of this country. I am traveling to so many great places. Why am I traveling to great places? To learn research. Because if you want to be a researcher, then first you should know the art of researching. Research is an art. Research is a skill that can be taught, that can be learned, that can be mastered. So in my past 4 to 5 years, I have traveled to so many institutions. I have traveled to IIM Lucknow. I have traveled to IIM Ahmedabad. I have traveled to IIM Udaipur. This year I was planning to go to IIT Roorkee. I traveled to Pondicherry University. I traveled to so many places because I was attending research workshops. These research workshops, they hone you as how to do a research. So tomorrow, all those guys who want to take research as a career, who want to come into academics, who want to do PhD, who wants to become people who want to become consultant, so they need to have a research degree. Yes, if you have a research degree, you will be taken very seriously. Yes, tomorrow when you're going to join corporates, you are simply MBA, and if you decide that MBA is not sufficient, let me go for a doctorate, let me explore a topic in detail. So tomorrow when you'll go further, again, the knowledge of research is something very, very essential. Okay, that's why we all should invest time in attending workshops of international level, of national level. I keep on traveling to so many places in India, to all prestigious institutions, because there I can meet people and researchers from different places, and I get to enrich my understanding. I get to learn something different and something new, and all this knowledge which I have acquired, this will help me in my PhD, in my doctorate. So that's why it is necessary, if you really want to take a research as a career, learn to travel to those places where research workshops and seminars are being conducted. Oh, by the way, this is not the motto of today's session. Today we are going to talk about hypothesis, but so long as I'm teaching you research, I will also be talking about the career option that is there before you. If you remember my first session, I'm saying that don't take research just as a subject to pass in exam. Research is something where you can make your career. Let me give you an example. There is a Bangladeshi professor. There is a professor from Bangladesh. His name is Professor Muhammad Yunus. His name is Professor Muhammad Yunus. And this man, he got a Nobel Prize in economics. Now, Nobel Prize is the world's biggest prize. There is no prize bigger than a Nobel Prize. Now, Professor Muhammad Yunus, he started a concept in Bangladesh which is known as Grameen Bank. Long back, see, Bangladesh is a country where there is a lot of poverty, and the GDP of the country is not very high. So there are so many people who want to do business. They want to start micro business, small business, but people were not getting loan. So Professor Muhammad Yunus, he was an economist, and he started the concept of Grameen Bank in Bangladesh, where people were given loans as for a small amount of 5,000 to 10,000. Now you are a banking student, start thinking in this perspective that whenever you go to bank never gives you a loan of 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 or 50,000 rupees. In fact, nobody approaches a bank to get a loan even of a lakh rupees. In cities you might not have heard or seen a person going to bank to get a loan of 50,000. In city, nobody goes to a bank to get a loan of 50,000. But let's say in village, people want to buy cows, people want to buy a bullock cart, or let's say people want to buy a plow or a tractor, whatever it may be. So they require small loans, they require micro loans. Let's say there is a person who wants to buy a welding machine. Now welding machine may be costing 50-60,000 rupees. So bank is not going to give you a small loan. So if you want a small loan, you need to go to a small finance bank. You need to go to a Grameen Bank. Now the concept of Grameen Bank was started by Professor Muhammad Yunus in Bangladesh. And because of this Grameen Bank, there were so many people in Bangladesh who were living below poverty line. They could get loans and they started their own micro business, small business. They started earning their livelihood. So this professor from Bangladesh, he started the concept of Grameen Bank in Bangladesh. It was a super duper hit. Poor people came out of poverty. They started living meaningful lives. And this professor, he was given a Nobel Prize. So the concept of Grameen Bank was originated in Bangladesh. And this concept later came to India, and we followed the similar model which was there in Bangladesh. Getting what am I trying to say? So now there is an interesting story about Professor Muhammad Yunus. I remember when I was doing my orientation in University of Mumbai, somebody read a book of Professor Muhammad Yunus, and they shared that Professor Muhammad Yunus was working in a bank, and his job was only to read newspaper. He was working in some bank, in some firm, and his job was only to read newspaper. You know why he was reading newspapers? Because he was reading newspapers and he was consulting those people in that bank or the firm which the person was mentioning. So now Professor Muhammad Yunus is an economist, he is a researcher. So God knows that tomorrow, guys, if you really like, I tell all my BBI students that after your TY BBI, guys, listen to me carefully. I hope everybody is listening to me. After your TY BBI, you have one option. You can pursue MA in economics. You can pursue MA in economics, because if you see all the portion, all the syllabus of your BBI, they are skewed or they are tilted towards economics. So after your TY BBI, you can pursue MA in economics. The moment you say that you are an economist, you will be taken seriously, because economics is something which not many people understand. Economics is such a technical sort of a subject which is pursued by others. Though economics is not technical, but there are people, there are engineers, there are people from commerce, there are people from other backgrounds. They find economics to be technical, though there is nothing technical about it. You see all top-notch bankers. You go to any bankers, see their vice president, see the president. Most of them have an economics degree. And in your BBI, in your 6 semesters, you are taught about economics. So why not make a career in MA in economics? So all those people who like reading, who like to study, after your TY BBI, you can pursue MA in economics. Now, many of my TY BBI students, they pursue MA in finance. Finance and economics and commerce, somewhere they converge. Somewhere they converge. If not this, you can pursue career in HR, marketing. The career is open. We'll discuss some other time career options. I will have a webinar maybe also in times to come, and we will talk about career option after BBI, because that is one of my favorite topic. I like to speak on careers in careers after your graduation. Okay, so this was a research process. I was just beating around the bush. I was trying to give you some better understanding that why research has to be taken as a career. You can take any topic, whichever you are interested in, as a career in research. Okay, so all this topic has been covered. We talked about objectives of research. If you can see my screen, we talked about objectives of research. We talked about qualities of a good research. We did mention last time that which research can be considered as a good research. Guys, honestly, I tell you, let me give you a small interesting example. 2 years back, 2018 pass out, there was a TY BBI girl, TY BCom Banking and Insurance. There was a girl, her name was Mahima. And before you came to this college, she was a student in TY BBI. And out of my 10 years of career in SK Somaya, she was the only girl, Mahima Nair. She was from Kerala. She was the only girl. She did a very good research. And when she gave Viva, the university guide who was taking her Viva, he was very much impressed with the kind of Viva that she gave, the kind of research that the girl prepared. So the university guide happened to be my friend. So university guide just called me. He told one of the students, go and call Arun sir. So I was called and he told me, Arun sir, this girl has really done a good research in my career. In fact, this I am saying, and the university guide also said, university guide said Arun sir, in my entire career of 15 plus years, I have never seen a girl giving such a good viva and really done a genuine research. Mahima Nair, I have no hesitation to take her name, and to the best of my knowledge, this girl got 96 out of 100. The marks can be corroborated. This girl got 96 marks out of 100 in her black book in 6th semester. So you can just imagine that this girl Mahima Nair, and now she's not connected to me. I don't have a cell number and all. But last year when her convocation was there, some people came and told me that she's working with a very good firm and she's having a salary of some 30,000 odd rupees. So like, see, again I'm saying that take your research, take your black book seriously. So qualities of a good research. Now why I'm saying this, Mahima Nair's black book was awesome. Her black book was very good because all these 8 points which are there, 8 points that you can see on this PPT, she incorporated all these 8 points in her black book. That's why her black book was out of the box. It was different than the rest. Now let me see this year, out of all my 56 students and all 48 people who are on the today's Zoom meeting, let me see who will be the next Mahima Nair, or not only Mahima Nair, who will be better than Mahima Nair, who can do a good research and who can make us proud, so that tomorrow when I am teaching your juniors in times to come, maybe 3 years down the line, maybe 4 years down the line, I should take your example. Yes, that you also have done a systematic research. You also have done a good research. So I should take your name. Out of the 56 people, let me see who is in this class who can do a good research. To do a good research, first understand the research. Okay? Now, okay. This is our topic, hypothesis. What is hypothesis? Morning I send you a video, but only 2 people saw. I have the matrix, I have the data. Morning I send video to the entire class, but only 2 people saw the video about hypothesis. Guys, I'm sorry to say, I'm not discouraging you, but 99% student, they don't know what is hypothesis and how to test it. Okay? Now, Chinmay has responded. Sonia has responded. Chinmay has responded that hypothesis. Okay, what you say is correct. Vidya has responded. I'm not seeing the chat section now. Many people are responding. Temporary assumption about the problem. Vidya, you are correct. Sonia is correct. Angela is correct. Everybody is correct. Okay, let us stop the chat section. What am I saying, guys? Focus on what I'm trying to say. 99.99% student. 99.99% student, they don't write hypothesis. Why they don't write hypothesis? Probably you are not taught. If you fail in your research, I have to be blamed because I might not have done a serious teaching. So again, I'm saying that 99.99% students don't write hypothesis and they don't test it. See, hypotheses are assumptions. See, whenever you do a research, you will come to an assumption that there will be some assumption. Okay, let me give an example. I am assuming that, see, again, what I am saying is hypothetical. What I am saying is hypothetical. When I say hypothetical, it means it may be true or it may not be true. The word hypothetical means it might be true or it might not be true. Okay, it's contingent. In accountancy, you study about contingent liability. When I say contingent liability, it may or may not happen in future. Similarly, hypothesis is something which may or may not. It's hypothetical. So hypotheses are mere assumption, supposition or guess about a research problem. Let's say I am doing a research on performance of students. And I would say that girls perform better than boys. Just it's a hypothetical. Now don't ask questions on this. I come to the conclusion that girls perform better than boys or vice versa. Now this is a claim I am making. I am making a claim that girls perform better in exams than boys. This is just a claim. Now this claim has no meaning unless I prove it with numbers. If I can prove it with numbers, if I can tell everyone, see, I have numbers, I have the percentage marks of girls and I have the percentage marks of boys, and if you compare, girls are outshining boys, or vice versa, boys are outshining girls. So whenever you do a research, you make a claim. Now if you make a claim, then you have to provide evidence in support of that claim. If you don't provide evidence in support of your claim, then your claim, nobody will take it seriously. If you really want your claim, your hypothesis to be taken seriously, then you have to prove it. Every hypothesis is a claim which can be tested. And again, I'm saying, if you saw my video, many of you have not seen the video, hypothesis is something that can be tested. And to test hypothesis, you need to have understanding of statistics, a statistics of FY BCom level. FY BCom level ka statistics, if you know, then you can easily test hypothesis. Today, if time permits, I'm going to make you see how are you going to test hypothesis. Okay. So hypothesis is a claim, it is an assumption, it is a supposition, it is a guess, and about a research problem. It is a proposition which the researcher desires to verify. Again, everything is same. It is a proposition, a proposal hai, which the researcher wants to verify. I see the third point. Hypothesis may be proved, or let me use the annotate section. Let me use a torch so that I can show you. Okay. So just focus on this. Hypothesis may be proved or disproved. Hypothesis is tentative in nature. When I say tentative, tentative is temporary, for time being. Okay. It is capable of being tested using scientific methods. When I say scientific methods, it means statistics. Basic statistics you can use and you can test your hypothesis. Okay. Now let me go to the next part. This is the definition of hypothesis. I think we covered last time. Just a flashback. A hypothesis is a statement capable of being tested and thereby verified or rejected. I'm just reading. I've explained already. Hypothesis is a statement. Hypothesis is always written in a statement form. See my video. You'll come to know. Okay. But doesn't matter. I'll show you once again. Hypothesis is a proposition. Proposition means a proposal hai, which can be put to test to determine validity. This definition is by Good and Hat. Okay. Now let us focus on features of hypothesis. In your university exams or the university syllabus, you come across various features of everything. Every chapter has a feature. Marketing has feature, HR has feature, research also has feature. In research, hypothesis also has features. Okay. Now it says, whenever you write hypothesis, it should be specific. See, there is a portal which is known as Google Scholar. Google Scholar. If you go to Google Scholar, if you download one research paper, you will see that hypothesis is always a one-liner. A hypothesis many a times. In fact, I have seen, like, if you see a PhD thesis or a research paper of a top-notch journal, there you see that hypothesis could be of 5 or 6 lines also. I have seen hypothesis of 3-4 lines also. But in majority case, in more than 90% case, hypothesis is a one-line statement. What is the statement? Girls perform better than boys in exam. This is a one-line statement. This is hypothesis. What is hypothesis? Girls perform better than boys in exam, or vice versa. Boys perform better than girls in exam. One-liner. Hypothesis is always a one-liner. So when you are doing a black book, see that your hypothesis should be in one line. We'll come to it, that how to frame hypothesis and all. So your hypothesis should be specific. Be very clear. What are you looking to test? In your BCom, you had hypothesis testing. You had hypothesis testing. So very clear, what claim are you making? Be specific. Hypothesis should be clear. It should be clear that even a layman, even an ordinary person reading your research paper, you should understand that his hypothesis is very clear. It should be simple. It should be verifiable. See, all these are specific, clarity, simplicity. More or less, these are all a dictionary definition would suffice. There is no rocket science in all 1, 2, 3 features of hypothesis. Let's focus on fourth feature of hypothesis, verifiable. Verify means it should be tested. When I say boys perform better in exam than girls, how to verify this? How to verify this? I require marks of boys. I require marks of girls. I need to compare. After comparing, then only I can say. Otherwise, my claim, so and so is performing better than the others, this claim will be rejected. Nobody is going to accept it. Okay? So when I say verifiable, it means it should be tested. There are a lot of statistics available. In fact, if possible, we'll talk about one lecture. I'm going to talk about the various tests, the various statistical tests that are available to test hypothesis. In fact, in our research, in our PhD, we have to test a lot of hypothesis. So I will teach you how to test hypothesis and all those things. Okay. So I hope you're understanding me. I can see one chat. Priyambada says through Excel and R. Good, Priyambada. I think Priyambada saw my video which I sent her early in the morning. So hypothesis can be tested through Excel and R. But Priyambada, let me tell you, Excel and R are good. But but interpretation is also important. Priyambada, you are right. I cannot disagree with you. But a little understanding of statistics. If you understand little bit statistics, then always software, Excel and R, they can help you. So hypothesis should be consistent. You should not keep on changing your statement again and again. Consistent. When you say girls perform better than boys or boys perform better than girls, be very specific throughout your paper. Don't keep on changing your claim every now and then. Okay, if you keep on changing your claim every now and then as a researcher, you will lose your credibility. Nobody will take you seriously. So you have to be consistent. It should be a consistent statement. And the best hypothesis is that hypothesis which comes out of literature review. See, we all talked about the other day also and today also that literature review is done to find gap in research. It is done to find gap in research. Now, Ashish has raised hand. Ashish, you have any query? Ashish, you can use the chat section if you have any query. Just 1 second, guys. I'm muting myself. I want some water. I'm like, I'm feeling very thirsty after speaking for half an hour. Arey koi hai ghar mein? Ek glass pani lana. Like this is a hot weather. Humidity is there, and you feel thirsty every now and then. So hypothesis should be consistent, it should be relevant, it should be related to your research. It should establish relationship. I'll come to this. What is establishing relationship? Demand and price, do they have relationship? Don't type yes or no. If I ask you the relationship between supply and price, what will be the answer? If I ask you the relationship between supply and price, what is the relationship? You studied supply and price relationship in your first year as well as in your 12th standard. Who is the first to respond? Angela is Chinmay is first to respond. Direct. Priyambada, direct. Bhavya said direct. What about others? Sonia Park, direct. Shrikant, direct. Vidhi, direct. Rishita, direct. Good. Mariam, direct. Nidhi, direct. So many people, direct. Amisha, direct. Vamik Sheikh, direct. Ankita Gupta, direct. Okay. Siddhi Utekar, direct. Siddhi was topper in quiz last time. Saili, direct. Okay, Gopika, direct. All these people are listening to me. Divya, direct. Good. I'm muting the chat section now. So, whenever you are taking hypothesis, students, see that you are establishing some relationship. Okay, let me show you a Excel file. This is my Excel file. Hope you can see my Excel file. Type yes if you can see my Excel file. Only one person. Vidhi, can you see Excel file? Type yes. Okay, Mariam can say okay. अगर स्क्रीन दिख रहा नहीं है तो मैं किसी एक को क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा इंस्टेड ऑफ एवरीबॉडी टाइपिंग यस. ओके, ऑल एवरीबॉडी कैन सी माय स्क्रीन. ओके, थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक यू अमीशा, थैंक यू विधि, थैंक यू भव्या, थैंक यू दिवेश. ओके, so I have taken some imaginary numbers here. This is the price and demand of gold in India. Price in rupees and quantity demanded in tons. I think we talked about this, and I'm going to show you how to test this relationship. So you are correct when you say that. So hypothesis either, see, when I say establishing relationship, whenever you are taking variables, if you saw my Excel sheet, there are two variables. One is demand, and the second is price of gold. So two variables. So between price and demand, there is, of course, there is going to be an inverse relationship. So how will I frame a statement? If I have to frame a statement, see what I said, that hypothesis should be one liner. Hypothesis एक line में लिखा जाता है. So how would I hypothesize? I would hypothesize in this way that demand and price for gold have inverse relationship. How would I hypothesize? Demand and price for gold have inverse relationship. This is how I will hypothesize. So hypothesis is always a one-liner, and to test hypothesis you require numbers. If you don't have numbers, you can't test hypothesis. Now see, students, many of my students do qualitative research. See, there are types of research. One is a quantitative research and the second is qualitative research. Whenever you do a quantitative research, when I say quantitative research, it means you require numbers. If there are no numbers, no hypothesis testing. Now, if you see my Excel file, I have numbers. I can do a correlation test. एक छोटा सा कार्ल पियर्सन का मैं कोरिलेशन टेस्ट लगाऊंगा and I can test this hypothesis. चलो एक काम करते हैं, मैं आपको हाइपोथेसिस टेस्ट करके दिखाता हूँ. ठीक है? ओके, मैं एक एग्जांपल लेता हूँ. ये मेरे पास, अच्छा, अब मैं जिसको क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा ना, खाली वही रेस्पॉन्ड करेगा. ठीक है? सो दैट हेनिल, आपको मेरा स्क्रीन दिख रहा है? आर का स्क्रीन दिख रहा है? हेनिल, कैन यू सी माय स्क्रीन? हेनिल, हाँ, हेनिल को दिख रहा है. ठीक है? आई विल आस्क एनी पर्सन नेम. ये मेरा आर सॉफ्टवेयर है. आर, अभी आर एक ओपन और फ्री सोर्स सॉफ्टवेयर है. कोई भी, एनी वन ऑफ यू, in fact not only you, any person in this world who has a computer, who has a laptop, can download R and you can test hypothesis. Let's say मैं एक, just pay attention, let me zoom it so that everybody can see it. View में मैं जाके इसको मैं zoom करता हूँ so that इसका size थोड़ा सा बड़ा हो जाए. Zoom in. Just bear with me, it will take some time. I am zooming the screen. सेजल, मेरा स्क्रीन दिख रहा है? सेजल, वेर इज सेजल? हाँ, सेजल कैन सी माई स्क्रीन. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, ये मेरा एक आर कंसोल है. व्हेन आई से आर कंसोल, इसमें 4 विंडोज होते हैं. जस्ट बेयर विथ मी, मैं ये आपको सिखाने वाला हूँ. अगर कॉलेज खुला तो कॉलेज में सिखा दूंगा, नहीं तो मैं ऑनलाइन भी आपको सिखा सकता हूँ. ये मेरा आर का कंसोल है, विंडो. एक स्क्रीन, 2 स्क्रीन, 3 स्क्रीन, 4 स्क्रीन, इसमें 4 स्क्रीन है. अभी ये स्क्रीन दिख रहा है? यहां पर मैं लिखता हूं, लेट्स से आई एम टेकिंग वन वेरिएबल प्राइस, और मैं एक प्राइस आर्टिफिशियली ले लेता हूं. प्राइस, लेट्स से मैं एक वेक्टर बनाता हूं, प्राइस सी कंबाइन. प्राइस में लेता हूं 100, 200, जस्ट बेयर विथ मी, 300. आई एम टेकिंग इजी नंबर्स सो दैट एवरीबॉडी कैन रिलेट टू इट. 400, 500. मैं एक एग्जांपल लेता हूं. कोई भी एक प्रोडक्ट है, उसका प्राइस मैंने ले लिया. प्राइस है 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. द प्राइस इज इंक्रीजिंग. ओके, नाउ लेट मी टेक वन मोर वेरिएबल, डिमांड. डिमांड सी, एंड और मैं डिमांड लेता हूं, लेट्स से 1000, एंड फिर मैं लेता हूं 800. देन आई एम टेकिंग 500. देन आई एम टेकिंग 300. And then I am taking 200. Okay, so okay, Bhavya, can you see my screen? Bhavya, where are you? Okay, Bhavya can see my screen. Okay, ठीक है. मैं किसी का भी नाम लूंगा चेक करने के लिए. So, if you see my screen, I have taken two variables. Students, I have taken two variables. One is price, second is demand. अब मुझे दोनों का relationship check करना है. Now I want to check whether price and demand, what sort of relationship they have. So I am going to use a correlation test. Carl Pearson, FY BCom. If you remember, Meghna ma'am taught you Carl Pearson, yes, in your first year. So I am doing a correlation test to find out the relationship between price and demand. See what I am typing, COR equal to, let me use core test. Core test, and what is my vector? Price, comma, demand. See, मैंने क्या किया? I got the output, students. I am showing you once again. First I took price, then I took demand, and I applied a test. If you can see this bold section in blue color, I have applied a test, and this test is known as correlation test. Simple, ये correlation test आपने FY BCom में सीखा है. और फिर जैसे मैंने correlation test दबा के enter press किया, आ गया Pearson's product moment correlation. Let us interpret this. My t value is minus 10.967. Forget about, you're not interested in t value. Degree of freedom 3, p value. Okay, just focus on this p value. ये p value क्या बता रहा है? 0.001. It means I reject my null hypothesis. Null hypothesis क्या था? There is no correlation. Okay, मैं एक काम करता हूँ, मैं ये इसको पूरा मैं उठा लेता हूँ. What I am doing, let me copy this and take a word folder. Just bear with me, students. I'll explain you in detail what is hypothesis. और अगर hypothesis आ गया, you will understand everything. I am opening a word folder. The output that I got in R, let me take this output in word folder. From there, we are going to understand. I am pasting it. So you can see. Okay. So let me zoom it so that you all can understand. Now let me use a color. So I'm using red color. I used R software, open software, free source software. R में मैंने खाली correlation test लगाया, तो I got Pearson's product moment correlation. What is my data? Students, if you focus on my data, this is my data. Let me use a different color. Let me use a green color. Data is demand and price and demand. You can see this. Let me enter it. And I'm erasing this t value and all. मुझे जो नहीं चाहिए मैं निकाल दे रहा हूँ. I am just removing this. Just bear with me. और यहाँ पर मैं थोड़ा सा मेरे साथ bear करना guys. Just bear with me. I have to adjust everything on word folder. Okay. So this I'm using a different color. I'm using a color which is red. Red अच्छा दिखता है. Okay. Now pay attention. This was my R output. मैंने correlation test डाला, core dot test price demand. ये output आ गया. This output I copied to a word folder. You can see the word folder. मैंने उसको उठा के यहाँ पे ले लिया. क्या बता रहा है? This is showing that price and demand का correlation है minus 0.98. Listen, now I'm going to ask question to any one of you. When I checked the relationship between price and demand, guys, the correlation appeared to be minus 0.98. Okay. Now listen. Abhi, if you remember, correlation is always denoted by small r. Correlation is always denoted by small r, and the value of correlation is from +1 to -1. Okay. And if you see this value 0.98, this is closer to -1. Yes. If you see this value प्राइस एंड डिमांड का जो कोरिलेशन है दैट इज -0.987, मींस दिस इज इक्वल टू 0.99 एंड 0.99 इफ आई जस्ट राउंड इट ऑफ 7 को मैं यहाँ पे लेके आऊं तो इट विल बिकम 0.99. So the price and demand, Ankit Parekh has raised hand. Ankit, you have any doubt? Ankit, you use the chat section. Ankit, Ankit, okay, I can see chat. Okay, Ankit, avoid doing that. Now listen, the price and demand is having a very high correlation, but that to an inverse correlation. Now let me take you, listen students. Null hypothesis is denoted by H0, S0. H0 is null hypothesis. Null hypothesis क्या लिखता है? There is no relationship, just pay attention, between demand and price for gold. What is null hypothesis? Null hypothesis says there is no relationship. Now whenever we test hypothesis, students, we have to take p-value. Listen, I am marking this p-value. This p-value I am making it bold and I am using red color. If my p-value, you can see my p-value, this is 0.001623. If, let me zoom this so that you can understand. If my p-value is lesser than 0.05, it means I will reject the null hypothesis, reject the H0. Null hypothesis is denoted by H0. If my p-value is less than 0.05, pay attention guys. Hypothesis test करने के लिए p-value is very, very important. If my p-value is less than 0.05, it means I will reject H0. Yes, now let us go back. What is my p-value? My p-value is 0.00. It is smaller than 0.5. It means I will reject the null hypothesis. Null hypothesis says there is no relationship, and I can see a strong negative correlationship. I can see a strong negative correlationship between demand and price for gold. Hypothesis ऐसे टेस्ट किया जाता है students. How many of you understood? If you understood, say yes, yes. How many of you understood? Say yes, yes. कितने लोगों को समझ में आया hypothesis? अंकित को नहीं समझ में आया. Idhi understood, Ankita understood, Angela understood. Doesn't matter. I would like if you say no. Okay. ठीक है, कोई बात. No problem. Even if you don't understand, बाद में ये मैं अब मैं काम करता हूँ. मैंने R से टेस्ट किया ना. Some people little confused. Doesn't matter. See students. Okay, I got your feedback. Half of them have understood, half of them have not understood. See, the biggest drawback of our education system is that we use paper and pen method to test hypothesis. Actually, hypothesis is something that cannot be tested through paper, and you can test it. I'm not disagreeing with that, but a practical hands-on knowledge is also required. Yes. Now here I was showing you, I'm not giving you hands-on knowledge. And I'm not blaming anyone, guys. But I personally feel that hypothesis is something where you should use a software. In this case, आपको थोड़ा बहुत तो समझा रहेगा कि मैंने एक सॉफ्टवेयर खोला, उसमें मैंने कुछ टाइप किया और मैंने आउटपुट निकाल लिया. सिंपल, कोई रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है, आपको समझ में आ जाएगा. आज मैं आपको आर नहीं सिखा रहा हूँ, ठीक है. अब मैं काम करता हूँ कि एक्सेल पे भी चेक करता हूँ. एक्सेल ये मैंने एक्सेल खोला है, ठीक है. चिन्मय, कैन यू सी माई एक्सेल शीट? चिन्मय, कैन यू सी माई एक्सेल शीट? Yes. Mariam, you have raised hand. Mariam, you have any problem? Mariam is there among us? Mariam, I think she has phone चालू करके she has gone. Where is Mariam? Okay, no sir. Mariam, 10 times I took your name. I think somebody called you and said, Arun sir is calling your name. Bhavya, don't crack jokes. Mariam is active. Mariam, be attentive. Okay. Now, Nidhi Ganatra, can you see my screen? Nidhi Ganatra. Nidhi, can you see my screen? Where is Nidhi? Yes, Nidhi is there. Quick. Okay. All of you pay attention. I will ask any person to respond. Okay. So that we all are awake. I can't see you guys. And God knows whether I'm sure that 99% of you are awake and they are listening to me in this hot and humid weather. I know it's a lockdown time. Now I'm using Excel. Excel to hum sab use karte hain na. Excel is handy. We may not be knowing R, but we know Excel. Now I'm using Excel. Huh? You can see Excel sheet. Okay. In Excel, you can see this formula, top formula. Not formula, data. Excel mein I'm clicking on data column and I'm using this data analysis. Excel mein, if you see the menu which are there on the top, I have clicked data, and in data there is data analysis. Parth, can you see data analysis? Parth, can you see data analysis? Parth, yes. So again I'm showing, this is my Excel. ये Excel का मेरा file है. This is my Excel. I'm going to data, and in data there is a data analysis column. So I'm clicking on data analysis column. It is taking some time. So I clicked on data analysis column. When I clicked on data analysis column, guys, I get a window. I am getting a pop-up. Okay. Whom should I say? Bhavya, can you see the window pop-up? Bhavya, can you see the window? Bhavya, respond fast, yeah. Okay, Bhavya can see the window. Now students, give me an answer. If I want to check the relationship between price and demand, which is the test that you recommend? Which is the test? Just now we saw in R. If I want, use the chat section, guys. This is open to all. If I want to test the relationship between demand and price, Parth Shah first to respond. Very good. Neeta Mange, correlation test. Correlation. Sejal Tanna, Kajal, Vamik, Shweta, Krishita. Very good. Ankita Gupta, Sumitra, Sabha, Priyambada, Nidhi, Bhavya Seth, Ankita, Divya. Good. Correlation. Now let us see this window. This window has lot of tests, guys. See, it has ANOVA. It has ANOVA two-factor. See, you can see a correlation. The fourth one is correlation. Now I'm clicking on correlation. Okay. I am clicking on correlation. So when I am clicking on correlation, it is telling me to put the input range. So what is my input range? My input range starts from year to year. So these two rows, price and demand, these are my input range. Okay. So my input is over. So I did input. I want labels. Now I want output. Now where do I want my output? Let's say I want my output here in this column. This column I want my output. I say okay. So when I say okay, I think it is asking for input. So let me give this as input. Let me erase this. I think I have given it input. Sorry, just bear with me. Input में थोड़ा सा mistake हो गया. First, I want to add input. So what is my input? This is my input. This is my input. Okay, I said enter. So input range over. I want the labels. Now I want output. Where do I want my output? I want my output here. So when I pressed here, I got here. Okay. Now let me say okay. It is taking some time. Now you can see that on my screen. Now let me cut this and let me bring it here. Okay. Now let me slightly enhance the window. This is my first row. I'm going to color this. I'm going to go to home section. I'm going to use yellow color and okay. Now student, just pay attention. I have taken two variables, price and quantity demanded. This is price and this is also price. The correlation with price to price is 1. Yes, price का price के साथ correlation कभी भी 1 आएगा. My correlation with myself will be 1. But between price and demand, let me have, this is 9.75. Let me do one thing. Let me reduce I'm finding something here which reduces the digit. Okay, you can see. Let me color this section. If I want to color it, I will use yellow color, and let me bold it. Can you see this column? Price and quantity demanded. This is quantity demanded and this is price. The correlation is minus 0.98. It means price and quantity demanded have strong inverse negative relationship. You call it inverse relationship or you call it negative relationship. Okay. Now let me ask a question. Ankita, what is the correlation between price and quantity demanded? Ankita Pawar. Ankita, what is the correlation between price and quantity demanded? Ankita, can you hear me? Ankita Pawar. Vidhi, can you hear me? What is the correlation between price and quantity demanded? Vidhi. Anil. Vidhi says negative. What is the number? Number is minus 0.98. So my hypothesis is tested, guys. Somebody has chat. 0.98. Good, Vidhi. Inverse. So price and quantity demanded have inverse relationship, negative relationship. But you see, when you use R, this, let me zoom it. This is my R. R may you get a very detailed analysis. If you use R, you get a detailed output. You get p-value. You see, you get p-value. But when you get p-value, you get t-value, you get degrees of freedom, you get confidence interval, and at the last, you get the correlation 0.98. And here also the relation is 0.98 in Excel. See, Excel doesn't give you p-value. Excel test hypothesis, but Excel is not a software which is meant for hypothesis testing. Though you can test hypothesis in Excel, but Excel is not meant for hypothesis testing. If you want to do hypothesis testing, use R. R is so simple. In 3 steps, I got a detailed output. But in your black book, you can use R. You can tell your guide, sir, I have used R. Yes, but tomorrow when you will be doing your PhD from IIMs, some of you, one of you, few of you, or tomorrow when you will be doing your PhD from IITs or NITs or MDI Gurgaon or XLRI or any of the prestigious places, you have to use R, SPSS, Amos. There are so many software available. Okay, so here we saw how to test hypothesis using R, and we saw how to test hypothesis using Excel. I hope you understood. ये Excel से मैंने hypothesis test किया, मैंने correlation निकाला 0.98. Hope everybody understood. Amisha, you understood? Amisha and others, जिन लोगों ने ना बोला था, understood? Excel से कैसे hypothesis test करते समझ में आया? Amisha, can you hear me? See, okay, lot of people, all those people who said no, Amisha, Kajal, Priyamvada, Pooja, Nidhi, they are saying yes. Guys, it is simple, huh? And I'm recording this video. I'll upload this video on YouTube. Tomorrow you can pause this video and you can test, and you can see how hypothesis can be tested. And doesn't matter. See, guys, I am expecting that by July college will reopen, and when college will reopen, we can have a live session in classroom. In classroom, everybody can bring their laptops, or if you don't have laptop, I can take you to IT lab of our college, and there I can show you, because in our IT lab all computers are installed in them, and there we can do hypothesis testing. Students, I have a dream, like I want some of you to take research as a career and come into academics. I want it. and I'm going to help you a lot in this, because I will not teach you research superficially, because research is a subject which is very close to my heart, and I will not teach you research superficially. I'm going to explain you all the nuances of research, all the niceties of research, whatever I know. Even I am a student of research. I'm not saying that I know everything in research, because टीचर भी कभी स्टूडेंट होता है, हमको ऐसा पता है. So I will teach you almost everything whatever I know in research, so that tomorrow you can take research as a career. Yes, even if you are doing MBA, MCom, MA, whatever it, you are pursuing MCom in banking and finance, whatever you are going to do it, this knowledge of research, this lecture should help you in future. This is my aspiration and this is my hope for all of you. Okay, now I am taking you back to my PPT slide. Okay, so these are the features of hypothesis. अब मैंने आपको hypothesis test करना सिखा दिया, तो features तो आप खुद ही पढ़ सकते हो. See the last point. Hypothesis is, Shreya is there? Shreya Shriyan? Shreya, can you hear me? Shreya, can you write what is the last point, Shreya? Shreya is saying yes. Shreya is there. Thank you, Shreya. So last point is capable of being tested. If you can't test, there is no hypothesis. So hypothesis is something that can be tested. Just now we tested hypothesis using Excel and using R. हमने test कर लिया. Very simple, guys. Okay, so hypothesis can be tested. Let us go to the next slide. Significance of hypothesis. Why hypothesis? See, if you are doing a quantitative study, if your study has numbers, then you need to test hypothesis. Without numbers, if there are no quants, you can't test hypothesis. Now, when you will be making your black book, you require variables, students, variables. Now, in my Excel sheet, I'm taking you back to my Excel sheet. Price and demand, these are two variables. If I have two variables, then only I can apply correlationship. Let's say if I have only one variable, then there are other statistical tests. I don't know whether you learned t-test or not. I'm sure many of you may not have learned t-test. When I say t-test, that is known as one sample t-test. Let's say when I have one variable, so one variable I use one sample t-test. For two variables, here I am having two variables, price and demand. These are price is one variable, quantity demanded is two variable. So when there was two variable, I can go for correlationship. If there is one variable, I can't use correlationship test. One variable के correlation नहीं होगा. आपने कॉलेज में से कभी नहीं सीखा रहेगा one variable के लिए correlation test. Yes. So अलग-अलग वेरिएबल्स के लिए अलग-अलग टेस्ट होता है. ये थोड़ा सा ऑल टुगेदर डिफरेंट टॉपिक है, जिसको हमको डिटेल में आगे चल के इसको समझना पड़ेगा. So अगर आपको हाइपोथेसिस टेस्ट करना है guys, you require numbers, you require variables. No variables, no hypothesis test. Now what do you mean by variable? मैं यहाँ पे एक word folder खोलता हूँ. Students, this was my output from R. R gives you a detail output. I'm using Control A, delete. Okay. Now I'm taking 36 as the font size. Variable or variables. Now, can anybody explain what is a variable using the chat section? What is a variable? If I ask you a question, what is variable? नाम से क्या पता चलता है? Dictionary meaning variable. What is variable? I'm using chat section. Variable is something that keeps on. I'm typing something, you'll get it. Sonia is the first person to answer. Thank you, Sonia. Sonia is correct to what I said. Chinmay Rajiv is saying yes, it can vary. It's a Shrikant Parab factor. Good. So I'm now see on my screen. Variable is something that keeps on changing. If you see my Excel sheet, there demand was one variable, demand badal raha tha. Demand was not same, it was changing with every price. Demand is a variable. Price is a variable. Job satisfaction could be a variable. Your attendance, which are taken by professors, that is a variable. Everybody doesn't have a similar attendance. If you see attendance of all students, attendance keeps on changing. No 2% will have almost. This is what I find. सबका attendance same नहीं होता है. Attendance, your CGPA, or let's say your percentage in exams. अभी percentage नहीं बोलते हैं, आजकल percentage की जगह पे CGPA बोलते हैं. Combined grade point average. Let me tell you students, you are in your TYs और TY का percentage matter करता है. And if in your TY, if you can score above, let me use a symbol. If you are greater than 9.6, if you, और इसको मैं 9.5 कर देता हूँ. अगर आपका CGPA 9.5 के ऊपर आता है तो अच्छा माना जाता है. See, again, I am not scaring you. I am not fighting you. The purpose of education is not to make you score marks. In fact, there are employers, there are interviewers, they will not see your marks. I have seen best of the people, 45%, 50%, and they are directors of a company, 53%. 53% बोलेगा तो चाहिए 5 CGPA में convert करो तो ये 4-5-6 CGPA है. I am not, see, if you are learning from me, and if you have seen my approach towards academics, I have never told any of my students to run behind marks. Marks is something that is irrelevant. You study hard, marks is a byproduct. But simply don't run behind marks. If you simply run behind marks, ultimately you lose on something that is very vital, that is education. Education and marks, these are two different things. Okay? So, but then too, I have just informed you, if you are above 9.5, it is good. You should first focus on education, educate yourself, study so nicely that marks automatically it should come. You will get good marks. So demand, price, job satisfaction, attendance, percentage, these all keeps on changing and they are variables. So if you want to test hypothesis, guys, again, if you want to test hypothesis, आपके पास क्या होना चाहिए? आपके पास variable होना चाहिए. You require a variable. No variable means no hypothesis testing. If you don't have variable, no variable, I am writing no variable, no hypothesis testing. ध्यान रखना, अगर वेरिएबल नहीं है, hypothesis testing नहीं होगा. अब मैं चाहता हूं all my students who are today attending my session, think of a research problem, that which is the area you want to do research and which are the variables. Okay, think of a research problem. एक research problem जरा सोचो, ठीक है? That which area you want to do research. जरा सोचना, which is the area which you want to do research and what will be the variables. Variables क्या होंगे? First think of an area and then think of a variable. मैं आपको example देता हूँ from my PhD. I am very much interested into OB में leadership के अंदर LMX quality. ठीक है, अब मैं आपको थोड़ा सा ये दिखाता हूँ कि ये कैसे मेरा टॉपिक मैं डिफाइन करता हूँ. मेरा रिसर्च टॉपिक अभी क्या है? अगेन PhD बोलेंगे तो बहुत बड़ी जर्नी होती है, बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता है रिसर्च प्रॉब्लम को डिफाइन करने में. आई एम स्टिल इन द प्रोसेस ऑफ डिफाइनिंग माय रिसर्च प्रॉब्लम, कमिंग टू अ कंक्लूजन. लास्ट ईयर मार्च 2019 आई प्रेजेंटेड माय प्रपोजल एट पौंडीचेरी एंड तो मैंने उसका टॉपिक क्या लिया था मैं आपको बताता हूँ कि लेट मी डिफाइन इट. Okay, let me show you my proposal. It's interesting. I have my computer screen with you, so I can show you my proposal. Okay, so my proposal, I have a folder. This is my PhD folder, and if I click on my PhD folder, so this is my proposal. मैं इस पे अभी भी proposal पे काम कर रहा हूँ मैं. Proposal माने research design. Proposal माने research design means blueprint. अभी मैंने बहुत सारे statement ऐसे लिख के रखे हैं. शायद ये नहीं है. Let me close it. It will be the other one. This is final proposal. I think this proposal I presented last year. Just bear with me. This is my proposal and this is my topic. Guys, pay attention. This is my topic. Let me zoom it so that everybody can see it. 24. This is my topic. The link between LMX quality. Now let me the link between LMX quality and work attitude through job characteristic. a study of healthcare executives associated with pharmacovigilance in India. Don't scare yourself. इसमें वेरिएबल देखते हैं, वेरिएबल क्या है? LMX क्वालिटी एक वेरिएबल है. This is one variable. Work attitude. This is work attitude is a one word. One word. Work attitude. This is second variable. This is second variable. Job characteristics. This is the third variable. So my study has 3 variables. How many variables? 3. ऐसे आपको variable लेना पड़ता है. I'll show you hypothesis. There are some 50 hypotheses. These are some introduction. I'm not focusing. See, these are hypotheses. Zoom karu. I'm increasing the size. See the hypothesis. LMX quality will have significant and positive relationship with favorable job characteristics. LMX quality, ऐसे hypothesis I have written it. These are all tentative hypotheses. It may be right, it may be wrong. You are not interested. I am just closing it. I want to save. No, don't save. Okay. So let us come to, if you want to do a quantitative study, if you want to test hypothesis, you require variable. No variable, no research. No variable, no quantitative research. Yes. अब research में types होता है students. Somebody has used chat section. Where is this chat section? Parth Shah, sir, lockdown extended till 30th June. Parth, who told you to forget it? 30th June. तो 30th June तक online पढ़ेंगे ना. I am enjoying online. At least my laptop is there. In college, actually, I could not use ICT, yeah? Information, communication, technology. Sometimes, see, in class, actually, internet is not there, so I can't take you. And sometimes, वो PPT चलता नहीं है, या वो projector में problem हो जाता है. But at least virtually, at least we can interact, we can talk, no? और मैं आपको ना, see, what I will do, no? I will not take 2 lectures in a week. I will take 1 lecture a week. एक हफ्ते में एक lecture पढ़ेंगे, 1.5 घंटा, 2 घंटा. अच्छे से पढ़ेंगे and we'll understand concepts in detail so that you do a good work. And anyway, God knows when it will open. I think July में college खुल जाएगा, तब तक हम लोग ऐसे online पढ़ेंगे. We'll enjoy, guys. Once a week, 1 lecture a week, and we are going to learn in detail. Yes. Okay. Priyamvada Khillari, online lecture is fun. Great, Priyamvada. Thank you, Priyamvada. Priyamvada, I'm typing a message for you. Thank you. I'm typing this message for Priyamvada. I am motivated. Priyamvada. I hope my spelling is correct. At least somebody motivated me, sir. We are enjoying online lectures. See, it's a big challenge for me to take online lectures. So, no variable, no quantitative research. Now, let me take you to my PPT. So, significance of hypothesis. First, important significance. First significance is that stresses need for data. See, I said no, you require a data. I had a data for price. I had a data for demand. If I have a data for attendance, if I have a data for CGPA, I can do hypothesis testing. Okay. So every hypothesis, it emphasizes that there has to be some data. Variable will have data. Variable, you know variable, just now we studied variable. Variable is something that keeps on changing. Sonia was the first to respond, changing. So many other people responding. So variable will have data. Attendance is a variable, it will have data. CGPA is a variable, it will have data. Job satisfaction, it is a variable, it will have data. Yes. So when I say significance of hypothesis, it stresses need for data. We require data. You remember, I normally quote Peter Drucker. I'm using my word. You know what Peter Drucker said? This is my favorite quote which I learned at IIM Ahmedabad. My professors, they told me, anything that can be measured, just pay attention. All those people who want to make career in data science, after this research, see, after your BBI, some of you can make your career in data science, and this research will help you. Anything that can be measured can be managed. This is a quote by well-known management guru, Peter Drucker. Peter Drucker is no more, he is dead, but his ideas are still there. Peter Drucker is no more, he is dead. I think he died in 2005, some 15 years back. But his idea, his books, his contribution to management, everything is still there among us. So what did Peter Drucker say? Anything that can be measured can be managed. When you say measure, let me use a different color. how can you measure? You require data. When I say measurement, it requires data. It requires data. Okay. So significance of hypothesis, it stresses need for data. Second, as the name suggests, hypothesis is testable. Hypothesis is something that you can test it. Yes, you can test it by R, you can test it by Excel, you can test it by SPSS, Software Practices for Social Science. Even if you don't understand, relax. It identifies source of data. See, if you remember, we talked about two sources of data: primary sources, secondary sources. Now you can you go to World Bank's website, or you go to RBI's website, or you go to any government of India's website. You'll get a lot of data. You see newspapers these days. I'm getting Times of India. Times of India. I get Times of India and Economic Times. These two newspapers. Even my newspaper, early morning 9 o'clock, he puts the paper in my house. And when I read Times of India, when I read Economic Times, I can see lot of numbers, lot of data. COVID numbers. COVID number in Maharashtra is rising. This is the data. Yes. How many people are dying every day? Like 100 people, 200 people. By God's grace, at least less number of people are dying in India. And let us pray that this epidemic should go from our country. This pandemic should go from our country. We can't have many people dying in our country. Now, newspaper is having a lot of data. You go to any official website, go to World Health Organization, WHO's website, World Bank website, United Nations website, RBI's website, Security and Exchange Board of India, SEBI's website. Everywhere you can get data. So wherever you can get data, wherever you can get numbers, there you can test your hypothesis. Okay. So it identifies sources of data. Third, it identifies types of research. Now, what kind of research are you doing it? Are you doing an exploratory research? Are you doing a descriptive research? Are you doing a quantitative research? Now, I'm saying that quantitative research has hypothesis. Qualitative research with no hypothesis. When you do a qualitative research, there is no hypothesis. Now, what is a qualitative research? In qualitative research, I will talk to people, take their opinions, their feelings. Now, feeling is not a number. How you feel may not be a number. I may ask, what is your perception about lockdown? Are you enjoying your lockdown, or are you not enjoying your lockdown? I may ask your opinion. If I ask your opinion, that is a statement. A statement cannot be tested. Okay. So what kind of hypothesis you have taken, that identifies the type of your research. If you are trying to find something new, that becomes an exploratory research. If you try to find something new, something unique, that is an exploratory research. So fifth point is it attains objective. Every research has objective. When you test hypothesis, you get to know what are those objectives. It provides specific direction. Hypothesis gives you a direction, whether your assumption, whether your guess is correct or incorrect. You can't guess anything. I simply can't make a statement. I simply can't make a claim that boys perform better than girls. Or I can't say girls perform worse than boys. I can't make a statement. So when you write a hypothesis either is going to be accepted or going to be rejected. So hypothesis gives you a direction as to in which direction are you headed, where are you going. Okay. And lastly, hypothesis helps you to develop theory. In OB, you have read lot of theories. So many theories. All those scholars, research scholars, those social scientists, those behavioral experts, they have developed theory and they have tested hypothesis. Okay. So theory can be developed after testing a hypothesis. Now, very important, very, very important. This is the second last slide. After this, I'm going to wind up. Okay. I'll take 10 more minutes and then we'll wind up. Okay. Hope you're able to understand me. Type yes if you're able to understand me. How many of you are able to understand me? Type yes. How many of you are able to understand me? Type yes. Good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. Good. Pamik Sheikh, Hiral, Henil, good. What about others? Only 15-20 people are saying yes. What about others? What about others? Guys, it is very hot in my house. Huh? It's the evening time. The sun is setting. It's very hot for me. It's difficult for me. I'm seated here since like 5:40. First I sat at 5 o'clock. Was preparing everything. Network disconnected. गणेश बहुत देर बाद यस बोला है. सोया था क्या? अंकित पारेख, दिव्येश, गुड, ठीक है. So let us talk about types of hypothesis. This is the last slide. Last slide. 10 more minutes. We are winding up. Okay. I don't have now energy left in me to go to the. I don't have energy left in me to go to the next slide. Now this is the last slide. First point is relational hypothesis. Okay. I'm using the word folder so that you can understand. Relational hypothesis. Can anybody use the chat section and tell me what is a relational hypothesis? It checks the relationship between variables. Okay. So what is relational hypothesis? Relational hypothesis checks the relationship between variables. Example, attendance and CGPA. Your attendance and CGPA. Demand and price. Supply and price. Yes. Job satisfaction and productivity. Okay. So relational hypothesis. The Excel sheet that you saw was a relational hypothesis. I was trying to find out the relationship between demand and price. Okay. So this is a relational hypothesis. Second is causal hypothesis. Causal hypothesis. What is causal hypothesis? I'm typing here. I'm taking red color. Just bear with me. 5 more minutes. We are winding up. I know you have a lot of other commitments too at your houses. Causal hypothesis. Causal hypothesis. It is used for prediction. It is used for causal hypothesis. It is used for prediction. See, for relational hypothesis, we were using correlation test. For causal hypothesis, here we are going to use regression analysis. Here we are going to use regression. Now regression. Now let's say I am taking two variable, ice cream sales, and second one is weather. Okay. So focus on causal hypothesis. Sorry, it's a causal or casual? It's causal. Spelling mistake. Causal. So causal hypothesis is used for prediction. Now here I have taken two variables. One variable is ice cream and the second variable is weather. Now I want to know if the temperature rises, there will be more sale in ice creams? Yes. See, normally it is found that when the temperature rises, there is more sale of ice cream. Getting? Now an ice cream company may be interested in knowing that if in the month of June the temperature goes this much, so what will be the sale of ice cream? If I can predict, see, in India there is a agency which is known as IMD, Indian Meteorological Department, IMD. It predicts about weather. Now if IMD says that in the month of May the temperature on an average the temperature will be 45 degrees Celsius. Now 45 degrees is a very big temperature. 45 degrees is a big temperature. So if temperature goes high, normally ice cream company should manufacture more ice creams because there is a direct relationship between high weather and more sales of ice creams. So if I have a data for weather, I can predict the sale of ice cream. Yes, if I have a data for weather, let's say last year the temperature was 43 degrees Celsius and for 43 degrees Celsius the sale of ice cream was certain number. Now it is 45. So just a second. Hello. Sir, मैं आपको सर मैं आपको कॉल करता हूँ, मेरा लेक्चर चालू है ऑनलाइन, मैं ऑनलाइन लेक्चर ले रहा हूँ, मैं आधे घंटे में आपको कॉल करता हूँ, ठीक है? Now guys, if I know a weather, I can predict the sale of ice cream. So causal hypothesis is used for prediction, and for prediction the statistics is regression analysis. We will learn regression. I will teach you regression. I can do regression using R. That we will teach you. So first hypothesis is relational hypothesis, second is causal hypothesis. Let me go to the third hypothesis, working hypothesis. Okay, so I am writing here, I am erasing this part. Working hypothesis. So working hypothesis, I am writing working hypothesis. Again, you may not use working hypothesis unless you are doing your PhD, but then to let us learn in detail. See, whenever we do research, no, first we make a guess, we make an assumption. Now when we read further, when we start researching, we develop new hypothesis. Initially we had one hypothesis. Let's say I'm doing a basic research, and the research is between demand and price. When I was reading literature, when I was reading papers, I came to know that demand and price have inverse relationship. But when I started reading further, I came to know that for rich people, demand theory doesn't apply. You know, a rich man who wants to buy a Rolls Royce or Mercedes, he will never wait for price to fall. So the demand theory or the law of demand is not applicable to a rich man. So I may write one more hypothesis. Initially, I wrote an hypothesis that demand and price have inverse relationship. Now I am writing a hypothesis that demand and price have inverse relationship under certain circumstances, excluding rich people. For rich people, again, this is not the way hypothesis is written. Just for your understanding, I am saying that for rich people, for high net worth individuals, demand theory doesn't hold good. You and me, if price falls for gold, we will buy more. But for rich people, if they want to buy, they will buy no matter what is the cost. So law of demand doesn't hold true for rich people. So when working hypothesis, हमारे पास एक hypothesis होता है, जब हम आगे research करना चालू करते हैं, we keep on developing new hypothesis. So working hypothesis, it is developed when new hypothesis comes in research. Again, मैं शायद ये definition में proper नहीं लिख पाया हूँ. Again, working hypothesis is, again, understand that when we keep on, initially we have one hypothesis, when we start reading further, we keep on developing new hypothesis. हमको और भी बहुत सारे guesses आते रहते हैं, वो सब working hypothesis. Working hypothesis are new hypothesis which we keep on developing after reading the literature. So that is when new hypothesis comes in research, after literature review, that is a working hypothesis. मैं इसको black कर देता हूँ. इसके लिए भी regression correlation आप कुछ भी लगा सकते हो, ठीक है? So this is a working hypothesis. Two more hypotheses we are minding. Null hypothesis. What is null hypothesis? Null and alternative we covered last time. What is null hypothesis, guys? What is null hypothesis? Null hypothesis अभी देखा हमने. What is null hypothesis? Hope you are awake with me. The question is to all. H not negative. Krishita, no. Null hypothesis is not negative. Krishita, null hypothesis क्या मानता है? No relationship. Vidhi is correct. H not. Priyambala, correct. Very good. Neeta Mange, no relationship. Parth, Divyesh, Hiral, Vidhi, Ankita, Sonia. Next, who are the Nidhi? Saili, no relationship. Siddhi Utekar, no relationship. Good. Where is Amisha Shah? Ankita Parekh, Kajal, no relationship. Shreya, Shriyan, Shweta is there. Good, Shweta. No relationship. Anybody else? Amisha Shah, no relationship. ठीक है. Alternative hypothesis क्या बोलेगा? Now listen. Listen. अब मेरा सवाल एक ही person है. Let me ask. Okay. Let me not ask one person. You may get intimidated. You may not like it if I'm asking question to one person. Alternative hypothesis क्या बोलता है? What is alternative hypothesis? Very good, Angela. Sejal H1. Angela is correct. Angela says Priyamvada is also correct. Alternative hypothesis says that there is relationship. Yes. So today, okay. Now I am minimizing the chat section. So today we covered hypothesis, how to test hypothesis. We used R, we used Excel to test hypothesis. We talked about features of hypothesis. We talked about significance of hypothesis. And we talked about types of hypothesis. So we covered types of hypothesis. One is relational hypothesis. We try to find relationship between two variables. In relational hypothesis, we try to find relationship between two variables. In causal hypothesis, we try to predict one variable using another variable. Can I predict ice cream sales using the data of weather? If I have the data of weather, can I predict ice cream sales? Yes, I can predict. So causal hypothesis tries to find out the cause and effect relationship. Causal hypothesis tries to find out the cause and effect relationship. Working hypothesis is that hypothesis which keeps on coming when we start reading the literature. नए hypothesis जब आने लगते हैं research को करने के बाद उसको बोलते हैं working hypothesis. Null hypothesis is denoted by H0, H0. Null hypothesis मानता है कि there is no relationship. Alternative hypothesis क्या बोलता है कि that there is a relationship. With this, now listen to me carefully, guys. We will meet in the next week. Thank you so much. Let me tell you what is the attendance. Attendance is 40. Initially, the attendance was 48. 8 people have left. I will find out who these 8 people are. But there are punctual students, disciplined students who always interact in the class, and you interacted. So thank you so much for being a wonderful audience. Today, you have to give your feedback on the group. Today, after this, when this session gets over, give your feedback on the group. And I will upload the YouTube video. The video will be there. Subsequently, whenever you have doubts, you can go to this video and you can listen to my all the lecture that I took today. Thank you so much. From my side, meeting is over. Thank you so much. You may quit.